Welcome to the Source Sparkz Explainer. Today we're diving into the ultimate 15% testosterone hack. But, spoiler alert, it is absolutely not found in some pricey, overhyped supplement bottle. Nope, we're talking about the most powerful, totally free performance enhancer in existence. So, let's jump right into this explainer and see why your late-night doom scrolling is the invisible culprit actively sabotaging all those hard-earned gains.
You know the feeling, right? Why are your gains stalling? You're in the gym crushing it, pushing your absolute limits under the barbell. You've got your diet perfectly dialed in, literally weighing every single grain of rice. But ask yourself, are you totally neglecting your pillow game? A lot of lifters actually think they grow while they're sweating in the gym, but that's a massive misunderstanding of how human biology works. If you're ignoring the most basic foundational recovery tool you have, man, you're just spinning your wheels.
Think of it like this. Your overall progress is basically split into three main pillars. You've got the gym, making up about 33%, but that's purely for stimulation, right? You're just breaking the muscle fibers down so they know they have to adapt. Then another 33% is the kitchen, giving your body the raw fuel and amino acids. But that final, massive 34% chunk, that is sleep. Most guys treat it like this optional luxury, something you just try to catch up on during the weekend. But it's the critical third pillar. It's where the magic actually happens. It's the exact window when your body takes that fuel and repairs those torn muscle fibers so they bounce back bigger, denser, and stronger.
Which brings us to Section 1, the invisible performance killer.
Because stepping into the squat rack underslept, it isn't just about feeling a little groggy or yawning between sets. You are literally throwing your central nervous system into airplane mode. You're showing up to do a super demanding, high-stakes physical job, but without any of the biological tools you need to do it safely. You're essentially training with the handbrake on. Think about it. If you smash a workout but then go home and scroll TikTok until 2 in the morning, your focus completely vanishes. Your reaction time absolutely tanks. And when you're moving heavy iron with a compromised nervous system, your form turns to spaghetti, and the chance of a serious mess-up skyrockets. Before you know it, you're looking at a catastrophic injury and an unplanned mandatory vacation from the gym. It's like wearing an invisible weight vest that makes every single rep feel heavier and weaker.
Let's move right along to Section 2, the Testosterone Tank.
When you hit the hay, your body isn't just chilling out. It literally clocks in for a biological night shift to manufacture and release highly potent anabolic hormones. And the research here is wild. Just one single week of poor sleep can tank your testosterone by a staggering 10 to 15%. Just let that sink in for a second. One bad week. If you've touched a dumbbell for more than 5 minutes, you already know test is the holy grail for building muscle and burning fat. So by cutting your sleep short, you're severely delaying that hormone release. You're effectively kissing your gains goodbye before you even step foot in the gym, forcing your body's repair crew to show up late and fall way behind schedule. It's like trying to build a massive house but firing half the construction workers.
Oh, and it gets worse. Sleep deprivation doesn't just lower the good hormones, it unleashes the bad ones by cranking up your cortisol. And cortisol is basically catabolism in liquid form. It is the mortal enemy of your gains. A solid night of rest keeps the stress hormone on a tight leash, but cutting corners lets it run completely rampant. It aggressively breaks down your hard-earned muscle, completely stalls your recovery, and leaves you weaker session after session. If you let it, cortisol will happily eat your gains alive. You're literally burning down the exact muscle tissue you spent months trying to build.
And that perfectly sets up Section 3, the Metabolism Flip.
When your sleep sucks, your metabolic priority system gets turned completely upside down. Look at it like two different engine states. First, you've got anabolic mode. When you're well rested, you are a highly efficient fat-burning, muscle-saving machine. Your body easily taps into fat stores for energy while fiercely protecting your muscle tissue. But when you're underslept, you plunge straight into sabotage mode. The script entirely flips. Your body suddenly struggles to use glucose properly, meaning you can't break down energy efficiently. So your muscles are basically running on an empty battery, all while your body starts hoarding fat like a bear prepping for winter. Muscle goes, fat stays. Literally the exact opposite of what you want for an impressive physique.
And as if that wasn't enough, you slam right into the hunger sabotage. Ever notice that when you're exhausted, every single donut in the break room is practically screaming your name? Yeah, we've all been there. Lack of sleep completely scrambles your natural hunger signals. You wake up fiercely craving a greasy slice of pizza instead of your planned oats and eggs. And because your brain is foggy and drained, your discipline just completely tanks. Saying no to those cravings becomes incredibly difficult. You end up grabbing random junk food at random times, blowing your calorie goals out of the water, and your tightly managed diet descends into total chaos. Remember how the kitchen is 33% of your gains? Well, poor sleep takes a sledgehammer directly to that pillar too.
Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's actually fix this. Welcome to Section 4, the Sleep Buff Protocol.
We're going to go over the concrete, highly actionable steps you need to start taking tonight to optimize your environment and lock in those gains. First up, your bedroom environment. You're aiming for 17 to 20 degrees Celsius. This is your biological temperature sweet spot. If your room feels like an absolute sauna and you're sweating bullets, tossing around like a rotisserie chicken all night, your sleep quality is going to plummet. Your body actually needs to drop its core temperature slightly to trigger deep sleep. So keep your room nicely chilled, right in this exact range. It signals to your brain that it's time to power down and initiate that deep, heavy recovery. Next up, we've got to talk about your pre-bed habits. Step 1, drop the phone at least 30 minutes before you go to sleep. Look, I know it's tough, but the blue light from those screens directly suppresses your melatonin, which is the natural hormone literally telling your body it's bedtime. Step 2, swap the endless doom scrolling for reading a physical book, maybe some manga or comics. Just let your brain wind down naturally without that intense LED light beaming straight into your retinas. And step 3, keep your caffeine strictly in the first third of your day. We've all been there, right? Lying completely awake because we took pre-workout way too late. If you chug a scoop at 7 p.m., do not act shocked when you're staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. Caffeine can linger in your system for up to 12 hours and totally nuke your ability to drift off.
Now let's chat about supplements. First, you've got your natural buffs, zinc and magnesium. These are super simple, highly effective minerals that naturally calm your central nervous system and ease you into a relaxed, sleepy mood. They aren't forcing you to sleep, they're just paving a smooth road to get there. On the flip side, you have the fire extinguisher, melatonin. So many guys abuse melatonin to try and cover up their terrible sleep habits, just popping it like candy every single night. But you should strictly save melatonin for actual emergencies, things like fixing jet lag or resetting a severely broken sleep schedule. Do not rely on it every night, or you run a real risk of becoming dependent on a pill instead of actually fixing the root issue of your poor sleep hygiene.
Finally, let's wrap this all up with Section 5, the 7-hour minimum.
If you want to prevent that catastrophic hormonal stacking and those nasty cortisol spikes we just talked about, there's a baseline requirement here, and it is totally non-negotiable: 7 hours. Look, while everyone is built a little bit differently, and frankly some heavy lifters might even need 8 or 9 hours to feel fully recovered, 7 hours is the strict, bare minimum amount of sleep you need to avoid actively killing your progress. Dip under this and your body quite literally starts falling apart behind the scenes. You simply cannot cheat your biology.
But hey, it's not just about the total hours you're logging, it's about the consistency and the timing. You've got to respect the circadian rhythm. Go to bed at the exact same time every single night. Your body runs on a deeply ingrained biological clock. Light means stay awake, dark means sleep. By locking in a perfectly consistent bedtime, you align with that natural rhythm to maximize the restorative power of every single hour you spend under the blankets. Trust me, a consistent schedule is infinitely more powerful than trying to play catch-up by sleeping till noon on the weekends.
So I want to leave you with a final, really important question to chew on. Is your 2 a.m. screen time really worth losing your hard-earned gains over? You've got to start treating your pillow game with the exact same respect you give your barbell. Sleep isn't just a time to feel rested. It is literally your ultimate growth tool. Because if you don't take your nights seriously, your body will make absolutely sure that your mornings look and feel significantly worse. Take control of your sleep tonight, protect your testosterone, and just watch your physique completely transform.